What's going on, guys? JPP Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday. And for today's matchup, we have an Adventure Springs versus a Sword Soul, with my opponent playing Sword Soul going first. Now, looking at the hand that I currently have, I have to hope for the opponent to be playing a combo deck and allow my Imperm to go through, and hope that these Imperms allow me to push past my opponent's turn, right? It's the only hope we have. We are going second. Opponent activates a Pot of D. Now a Pot of D could mean any different decks, like Pot of D is utilized in a lot of different decks, so you cannot be too sure. Usually if you see a Pot of D, you assume they are playing Sword Soul nowadays, because Sword Soul did get a new card release with the Sinister Sovereign. So me as a player, I assumed this guy was playing Sword Soul. He gets two card draws. Now, first of all, right here, he used up his normal summon and the Ecclesia, right? Since we do not have any monsters on the field, that means the Ecclesia does not get special. It's a normal summon. With him having 6 cards in his hand, I was thinking, if he has to commit to a normal summon Ecclesia, that means he has no other cards in his hand. So like no Vishuddha, no Ashuna, no Adara. Maybe he has a bunch of hand traps in his hand. Maybe he has a Longyan. But if he had a Longyan in his hand, he probably would have committed to Longyan over the Ecclesia first. So he goes into Ecclesia. We're not going to imperm that. Ecclesia has a quick effect, so you don't imperm that. You imperm what the Ecclesia puts on the field. So Ecclesia will put Moye on the field, and he reveals that he had a Taya in his hand to get a token. So obviously we choose to imperm this Ecclesia. Sorry, imperm this Moye. We do not want this guy going into his combo. He sets down a card, passes his turn. Draw phase, I hard draw into a copy of Dropsies. Now again, he did not have a way to combo extend, nor did he special out Ashuna, Vishuddha, or Adara on turn 1. This is on my main account, by the way, guys. This is a Diamond 2 gameplay, so usually misplays do not happen in Diamond 2. In high tier Diamond games, these kinds of misplays do not happen. So I'm thinking, my turn, I was pretty sure he would have had a bunch of hand traps in his hand if he was pretty bricked, right? Since he only set down one card on the field, that one card could be a Call by the Grave, could be an Imperm, could be a Forbidden Droplet, could be anything, could even be a Blackout. If he hard drew into Blackout, could be a Blackout, and if I commit my normal summon plus the Faithful Adventure, the Blackout would pop those cards. So, first of all, against hand traps, what I did was try to bait out an Ash Blossom. And how to do that? We activate the Faithful Adventure. Not in the column as the card that is face down set on the field. No. Don't ever do that. Because if you commit your normal summon and then you activate the Faithful, if that card turns out to be Imperm, each and every Prank Kids monster is an effect monster. So that would essentially turn off the Faithful Adventure. Never ever set cards in the same column as the face down sets your opponent has. Ever. If you can help it. We activate the Faithful Adventure for the Ash Bait. And there it is. It baits out the Ash Blossom. That's good for us. That means now we have a guaranteed Prank Kids combo. The Ash Blossom does not bother us. So I normal out my Dropsies, and lo and behold, my opponent hard drew Sword Soul Blackout on 1-off, by the way, into his hand. So he was pretty bricked with this. He activates that, and since the Moye is a worm type monster, he targets the Moye, targets my Faithful Adventure plus my normal summon of Dropsies to try and pop those cards. Now this right here is a targeted pop. It's not a non-targeted pop, it's a targeted pop. So the game actually shows you which card the opponent is targeting. In this specific scenario, he targeted the 2 cards I had on the field. As you see the target right there, it says Dropsies plus the Faithful Adventure. And since it starts a chain and we can respond to it, I just use the Pandemonium in my hand. Since this is a targeted effect, I use Pandemonium, go off into my Rocket Ride. Now a Maxi right here would have killed off my combo completely. A Nib would have killed me off completely as well. But let's see what happens. No Maxi, because if he had Maxi, he would have Maxi'd me right there. So he would be drawing more cards. Did not Maxi me. That means him activating Blackout now amounts to nothing. He just destroys our Faithful Adventure, and we already got the Ash Blossom out, so he cannot negate the graveyard activations. Even if he could, we are going to be chain blocking with Rocket Ride anyways, so we don't care about all that anymore. So we played around Ash Blossom, we played around the Blackout. 2 disruptions we played around. Again, Chain Block with Rocket Ride. Please guys, make this a habit. If you're not attacking with the Rocket Ride, make it a habit of chain blocking with the Rocket Ride. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, I made sort of an error right here. If I had not made this error, I would have been able to activate Prank's Recycle at the end of the turn. With the Fancy's activation, I ended up sending a copy of Place to the graveyard. I was talking to my chat at this point when I was streaming, and I was saying to my chat, this does not matter to me because I'm going to be sending a Pranks to the graveyard, but I ended up selecting Place instead of Pranks, and the Place gets sent to the graveyard. So we have nowhere to recycle anymore, that's okay. Then we link off into our Miyamu, activate the Lampses in the graveyard, special out a card, go off into our Doodle-Doo. Now again, this Doodle-Doo search going through was pretty crucial again because I did send a Place to the graveyard. Now you guys can construe this as a misplay or a greedy play on my part, because alternatively what I was thinking was, if this guy does not have anything else anymore in his hand, I could just search for a Pranks off of my Doodle-Doo, right? We still had the search, so I could have gotten the Pranks in my hand. So you guys can consider it as a misplay or a greedy play. Either way, for me personally, it was a misplay. And I do get punished for it. The opponent effect veilers my Doodle-Doo, so my Doodle-Doo search does not go through. That means I do not get a copy of Pranks in my hand, so no recycle at the end of the turn. I go into my second copy of Doodle-Doo because again, we need to get the Pandemonium from the graveyard into our hand, right? We need to do that. So I just go into my second copy of Doodle-Doo, I banish the Imperm from my hand, even though if I had just gone into Bow Wow, I would have been okay. I could have activated the Rocket Ride, pulled the Doodle-Doo on the field, activate, get the Pandemonium. I still had that play. But I wanted to go into my Roxy's, hoping to draw into something more useful, something of a combo extension if I could draw into it. Cards like my Corridor. If I drew into my Corridor, or if I drew into my, let's say, Flag meant I could not lethal him this turn, sorry. Flag does not mean lethal. I could not have special out Flag or Corridor because we did use our Pandemonium to go into this combo, so we're locked into Prank Hits only. But if I drew into any of that, I would have been able to set up for my next turn, right? We use Butler, we banish Miyamu, that would have been a really good setup for our next turn. That's what I was hoping. Get a copy of a monster on the field, we activate the Rocket Ride, target 2 cards in the graveyard, one of them has to be Doodle-Doo by the way, put them on the field. Activate Doodle-Doo, target the Pandemonium plus another card in the graveyard, add it to our hand. Now you guys might be wondering, why add Lampses when you could have gotten Dropsies and gone into Butler? Because I do not have Bow Wow Bark on the field currently. I need to link these 2 off into my Bow Wow so I get full Butler combo. Also, I get immunity to destruction through card effects on my opponent's turn. So I whack my opponent in the face for 4k attack, and then I end my turn. No prank sadly. Opponent's draw phase, we activate our Bow Wow, get the cards we need for the Butler combo into our hand. Opponent activates another Pot of Tea. Now I don't know if he had hard drawn into this turn 1 as one of the breaks or he hard drew it right now, but still pretty bad for us. He gets the banish, gets 2 draw, and then normals out Moye. At this point he drew into the Ashuna, so it shows me he has the Ashuna in his hand and goes into the token. Now if any of you guys are new to Master Duel and watching my channel and are wondering when is the best time to pop a Sword Soul player's field, the best time to pop their field is whenever they put a monster on the field and then they put a token on the field. So this Moye will reveal a card in their hand, it's going to put a token on the field. It's going to be a tuner token. You pop their field. If they normal out Taya, activate Taya, banish, get a token, you pop their field. If they activate Longyan, discard a card, put it on the field with a token, you pop a field. You do not want your opponent to go into any of their synchros, is what I'm getting at. So obviously, we chain our Pandemonium to the activation of Moye, get our Butler. The Moye activation goes through, gets a tuner token, now the priority is on the graveyard activations. So we get our graveyard activations, and then the priority goes down to quick effects on the field, which is our Butler. We activate it, banish our Meowmoo, and then we pop our opponent's field. So it's going to resolve nothing my opponent had which he could use to negate my field, and this just makes him surrender the game. That's going to be it for today's game, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the explanation. If you guys do like this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily prank and video uploads, and if you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing off for today. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace!